Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel Mo Digging. It's good to see you once again. Well, this week I decided to go out to a new location and dig a lot of high tones. I did spend a little bit of time digging the low tones, but it was mostly coin signals, and I found some pretty interesting things that I would like to share with you. But I also wanted to mention that I cashed in my change from this week and bought my oldest silver coin that I have in my collection. So I would like to share it with you, so let's get straight to metal detecting. Hey there, you guys. I have been out detecting for about an hour so far this week, and I've got about $1.50 in change and a few little knickknacks that I thought I would show you. There's a little modern skeleton key that I found that someone was probably wearing as a pendant, and I found like a planetary pendant or a bracelet right there. And I got this little dog pendant as well. At first I thought it was gold because it has some markings on the back, but actually I think it's just plated or something like that. Can't turn it over with one hand, unfortunately. Oh, there we go. So kind of a pretty little pendant. But I was going to show you something that I found a moment ago that is kind of interesting. I just popped out what I thought was a copper penny, but it is not that. And I still don't know what this is. I think it may be a foreign coin. So if you give me just a moment, I'll clean it up and maybe we'll get an identification. Well, folks, this was certainly a tough coin to identify out in the field, but I think I do know what it is. It appears to be a 1 centavo coin from the Dominican Republic from 1963. There's very little details that you guys can probably see on that, but I could make out the word de la Republique up there, and then somewhere on here it says centavos. I think it's on the obverse. You can see that there's a bust facing to the left. So I do have an identification. It's a coin from the Dominican Republic, and I think that's pretty cool. You don't find that every day, so we'll put that in the bag. So this is kind of funny, you guys. I just got a signal that was jumpy in the 60s or the 70s on the Fisher Goldbug Pro. And I popped a little bit of tire chips here, and I immediately recognized what I found because I found one of these coins just a few weeks ago back in one of the coin stars. So let's take a look. I actually set it back in the tire chips kind of like I found it. It's actually this right here. It's another Canadian $2 coin. This one's from 1996. The one I found a few weeks ago was from 1997, the year afterwards. And this also has a polar bear on it, which is kind of cool. Like I said, it was just sitting out here in the tire chips. I'm sure some kid was carrying it around. So I will take that. It's pretty cool. I love finding some of these foreign coins, especially stuff that has polar bears on it. That's pretty cool. It is now September here in Missouri. And this seemed like a pretty fitting find for me just a moment ago. I got myself a little jack-o'-lantern earring, so that's kind of fun. Next month will be Halloween. But I was going to show you guys this. I got myself like a silver $half or silver dollar signal at literally like a foot down. And I didn't know what to expect. It's not a coin, but it is something kind of cool. Take a look at this. It's actually like an aluminum teacup or something like that. And what's kind of cool about it is it's got a rabbit on there. So it almost seems like it's some sort of Alice in Wonderland theme or something like that. I could be wrong about it, but I think that's kind of cool. I could see a kid back in the 50s or the 60s playing with that and drinking out of it. Kind of a cool little find from back in the day. So I'll put that in the bag. I find a lot of weird stuff when I metal detect, and some of it gets identified and some of it does not. I really don't know what this is from. It's a brass wheel of some sort with a bunch of holes in it. I have no idea what that would be for. So if somebody out there has any clue, I would love to know. That is really strange. It's about the size of something that would go in a pocket watch, but I'm pretty sure it's not that. So if somebody out there has any idea, please let me know, because I'm kind of clueless right now. I just got myself a pull tab signal, so something in the low 60s on my machine, and I popped out a coin, but I think it's actually a token, and it's a token that I usually recognize. I believe that's going to be a Missouri sales tax token. So I'll zap it with some water here in just a moment and come back to you guys and hopefully show you what it really should look like when they pop out of the ground like this. They're hard to see, but about 99% sure that's going to be a Missouri sales tax token from the 1930s. Well, it's in atrocious condition, but I do have a positive identification. That is a Missouri sales tax token. You can just see the state of Missouri there in the center with a 1 in the middle of it. This is a mill, M-I-L-L, that is the denomination. It is worth 1/10 of a cent. They introduced these during the Great Depression when sales tax was introduced. And to be honest with you, I'm surprised people carried these around. Apparently, people did actually transact with them. So it's a neat piece of, kind of a neat piece of history. And we'll put it away. Not really sure what I have here. It is a ring, and it was ringing up in the low 70s. But I don't know if it's silver or gold or junk. So let's try and find out together. It is not a very big ring. It was sitting at probably 3 inches down. And it's kind of got a gold look to it. I don't know. It's not a real pretty ring either, but I guess it's got a possibility. I'll probably spray some water on it and have to come back here in just a second. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's plated. Yeah. That's going to be a plated ring, I think. Gosh darn it. That's all right. I got a gold ring 2 weeks ago, or 2 or 3 weeks ago, so I can't complain. If it's something different than a plated ring, I'll come back, but I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it is. This coin at about 7 or 8 inches down was just a squeaker. I could barely hear it, but it's my first wheat penny for the week. And we might find out together what year it is. This is the reverse of the coin, I believe. 1 cent there. And it's pretty green, and it looks like an older Wheatie. Maybe we'll get a date. Maybe. Hopefully. What do we have? Oh, it's a teens, I think. 1918S, I believe. Well, that is pretty cool. I'm a big World War I buff, and for that to come the year that the war ended is pretty cool. And you can tell that this was not in circulation very long. That is a good-looking coin that is 105 years old. That is awesome. I will happily take that. Just got myself a pretty loud 81 signal at about 2 or 3 inches down, and I've got a token, and it's just like a batting cage token. Something I actually haven't found in a while. You can see there's a baseball player on there with a baseball bat. So kind of a cool find. I'll put that in my bag and get back at it. I just got myself a real loud quarter signal, popped my plug, and I've got something sitting there that looks like a token. Sorry, I'm a little shaky. Let's figure out what this is. I don't recognize it immediately. What is that? Blue Valley Recreation. Huh. Same thing on this other side. Have no idea where that's from or what that's meant to represent, or what you would even do with a token like that. Kind of strange. I wish it was a silver $50, but beggars can't be choosers. So let's get back at it. Hey, I was wondering when I would get one of these. I got another vaping device this week. It was ringing up on the detector like a big quarter signal. And wouldn't you know it, I got another vaping stick or whatever this is going to be called. Don't vape myself, but I've got tons and tons of these at home that I've found through this hobby. Well, guys, I was pretty surprised, but I just got my first piece of silver for the week. So let's take a look together. I have dug up lots of pennies, dimes, and quarters, and this was just another copper penny signal at about 2 inches down. And I got it out of the plug here, and I looked at it, and I said, well, that could be silver, but thankfully it is marked 925 in the band. And you know what? It's not an ugly ring. It's kind of pretty. So I'll be happy to take that home. Oh, there you go. There's a little bit more light. Yeah, like I said, it's not a terrible ring. I could actually see someone wearing that. So I will take that. I'm so happy I finally found some silver. Now let's get back at it and maybe we'll find some more. I don't think this has been sitting out here too long, but I did just get a wheat penny, which is kind of fun. This one, it's not too corroded, thankfully. Let me zoom in just a little bit. There we go. There is the reverse 1 cent with the wheat stalks on either side of the coin. And it's a 1940, so it's pre-World War II, at least for the United States involvement. So, not a bad coin. We'll put that in the bag. It's interesting how many tokens I have found out here. And here's another one. I found a Model T token and just kind of a generic token a little while ago. But this is one I've never seen before. It's nothing terribly special. King Cal Car Wash with a crown there on the reverse or obverse, I don't really know. And then it actually does have a Model T on it as well. So lots of tokens out here for some reason, which are kind of cool. I do like finding them. Well, I'm now back at the house, so let's look at all my finds from this week. Well, once again, there is the board for this week, everybody, but we are going to come over here first and just take a look at the trash. Now, my trash from last week and this week is mixed in, but I did manage to remove quite a bit of trash, as always. So if you're going to go out and metal detect, please take as much of that as you can. It's very good for our hobby. Take a look at all the change that I found this week. I went out for only about 6.5 hours, but managed to get into a couple of locations that had a lot of change, thankfully. I ended up with about $28 in change. There are some nickels in there because I did spend some time digging the low tones, but it's mostly quarters, dimes, and copper pennies. Let's continue around the board just a little bit, and then I'll show you the thing that I bought with my change this week. I got myself that e-vaping device and that weird piece of copper that I still don't know what it is. I ended up with quite a few tokens this week. That Blue Valley Recreation token, a batting cage token, King Cal Car Wash, a no cash value, and then here's another no cash value with a Model T on it, so I got 2 of those. And I got a Showbiz Pizza Place token. Come for the pizza, stay for the fun, of course. I find a few of those every year. Got a few other odds and ends. I got a shell casing right there. Got a few pull tabs, but not very many. One of them is a zip tab from like the 1960s. Little bits of brass and copper and things like that. I did get that pretty cool old aluminum teacup with a rabbit on it. Some little girl, I assume, lost that many years ago. That modern little skeleton key, jack-o'-lantern earring. Just some really junky rings right there and whatever that is. Some little pendant or something like that, or bead. I have no idea what that is. That's a piece of copper or brass, but I don't know what it is. Let's come here to the middle. I did get that little dog pendant. It's, I think, brass, unfortunately. There's another piece of brass. I did get this Missouri State Sales Tax token from the 1930s. I got that Dominican Republic coin. Kind of cool. Very odd. And then, of course, I got 2 wheat pennies this week. A 1940 and a 1918S, which is pretty cool. You can tell it was lost in pretty good condition. It doesn't have much wear on it. So that's a pretty cool little copper coin. I also got this Canadian $2, excuse me, Canadian $2 coin sitting in the tire chips out of the playground from 1996. Kind of cool. And I got 1 piece of silver this week that I dug up. This kind of mother of pearl looking sterling ring, which is not a bad find. I'll take that. It's not the ugliest ring that I've ever found, to be sure. And then the last thing I'm going to show you is I did manage to buy an old coin this week from all those old coins that I bought at the coin show a few weeks ago. This is pretty cool. This is actually, once I add this to my collection, my oldest silver coin that I'll have in my coin collection. And I've got a pretty good sized coin collection. This is a 2 Kreuzer from Germany, from Württemberg, from 1624. So just to show you guys, you can buy pretty old silver coins, maybe not US coins, but pretty old silver coins, world coins with the money that you find metal detecting. I really enjoy doing that. It's kind of a fun little thing that I get to do every week. And you get to add pretty interesting coins like this to your collection. Unfortunately, I'm no expert on old German coins, but it's pretty cool. 1624, that's 4 years after the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth Rock, and more than 100 years before George Washington was born, if you think about that. That's pretty crazy. So, not bad. Pretty happy with my finds, and I get to add an old coin to my coin collection, and it was a good week. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. Goodbye now.